Oi girls and boys and everything in between, it's Ace Trainer Lee and back with another episode of Form Fight. Form Fight is a series where we take a look at a Pokemon with more than one form, a branched evolution or a counterpart Pokemon. We have a look at the differences between the Pokemon in question and we try and work out which one is the best. And so we can see the different Pokemon in action on the battlefield, we also have a Metronome battle between them. If you're a fan of the Form Fight series and you're ready for more, make sure you hit the like button to show your appreciation for this series and also hit subscribe if you're new so you never miss an episode. But with all that out of the way, let's take a look at today's challenges. Today we're going to be comparing the two forms of Pikachu and Guzzlord. Now Pikachu is normally found in its regular form in the wild, but using the reveal glass on it near a mossy rock whilst it's holding Pikachinium Z will transform Pikachu into Guzzlord. But what makes these two forms so different? Let's have a look. The Pokédex tells us that Pikachu stands at 0.4 meters tall and weighs 6 kilograms. Its Pokédex information tells us its nature is to store up electricity. Forests where nests of Pikachu live are dangerous, since the trees are so often struck by lightning. While sleeping, it generates electricity in the sacs in its cheeks. If it's not getting enough sleep, it will be able to use only weak electricity. As for Guzzlord, it stands slightly taller at 5.5 meters tall, but also weighs just a little bit more at 888 kilograms. Its Pokédex entry tells us it's an unknown life form called an alternate Pikachu form. It may be constantly hungry. It is certainly always devouring something. Although it's alien to this world and a danger here, it's apparently a common organism in the world where Pikachu lives. In terms of appearance, these Pokemon forms are actually very similar, both having yellow coloration around their mouths and eyes that they open when they want to see. In their shiny forms, Pikachu simply gains a tan and Guzzlord stays indoors until he's whiter than a bonny Irish lass. Now let's take a look at their typing, weaknesses and resistances. Pikachu in its regular form is a pure electric type Pokemon, making it only weak to ground type moves. It resists flying, steel and electric type attacks and has no immunities, although on the plus side it cannot be paralysed. As for Guzzlord, it changes to a dual type dark and dragon Pokemon, making it weak to fighting, bug, ice, dragon and fairy type attacks, with the fairy type weakness being a 4 times weakness. Guzzlord resists ghost, fire, water, grass, electric and dark type attacks and is completely immune to psychic type moves. Now we'll take a look at the stats and abilities of these Pokemon forms. Pikachu is a very basic Pokemon and as a result has below average stats across the board, apart from having somewhat decent of a speed stat. It doesn't pack much of a punch and definitely doesn't have a lot of staying power. Ability wise, Pikachu's primary ability is Static, which has a 30% chance of paralysing a Pokemon that hits it with a contact move. Granted, this move will probably knock Pikachu out anyway, but it's a great disruptor for fast opponents. Its hidden ability is Lightning Rod, which draws all electric type attacks into Pikachu, even from allies, and raises Pikachu's special attack by 1 stage. This is fantastic for tricking enemies into giving Pikachu much more firepower. As for Guzzlord, it gets a slight increase in HP, and Pikachu's decent speed is swapped out here in place of improving Guzzlord's physical and special attack. Guzzlord gets only one ability, and that's Beast Boost, which increases Guzzlord's highest stat, apart from HP, each time it knocks out a Pokemon with a damaging move. This adds to the devastation this Pikachu form can dish out, but unfortunately has little chance of fixing its poor defenses. Now it's time for me to decide which of these two Pikachu forms I prefer, and honestly, I think it's going to be an unpopular opinion, but I really much prefer Guzzlord. Like, don't get me wrong, the original Pikachu form I remember from the anime from almost 20 years ago. Like, I've been watching Pokemon for like 19 years, it's insane. And I've always seen Pikachu in that form. But I just think when it changes to Guzzlord, and I really hope they do this in the anime, it's just so much more terrifying and so much more powerful looking. Like, I just imagine it sitting on Ash's shoulder and just eating Pokemon food and stuff, and I just think, this Pokemon's so much better than Pikachu. Like, why didn't they make that the original form back in 1996 when they first released Pokemon? Honestly, for me, it's gotta be Guzzlord. It's got great HP, it's not the fastest mover, but I don't think the original Pikachu's that much to shout about when you've got this version, this Guzzlord version. It's so cool. But of course, it's not just up to me, it's up to you guys to decide which of these two Pikachu forms is your favourite. So of course, before you decide, it's time for us to test these Pokemon out on the battlefield. Let's have ourselves a Metronome battle. Before I get started, I do have to point out these Pokemon all have max IVs in all stats, 0 EVs in all stats, they're not holding any items, they've all got their hidden abilities, although technically in Guzzlord's case it doesn't really matter because Guzzlord only gets one ability, but whatever, it's fine. The only differences here that will give any advantage or disadvantage to any of these Pokemon comes from their base stats and their typing. Everything else is all up to the Metronome. Let's go.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the battle you did not know you wanted to see, but now you're happy to be seeing it. Pikachu versus Guzzlord. This one is going to be an absolute barnstormer, mate. Obviously, the Pikachu team is the faster, but the Guzzlord team has the HP advantage in spades. We see Mud Slap coming out from Shiny Pikachu to start off on regular Guzzlord. Gonna lower that accuracy a little bit. The Pikachu team needs to raise their evasiveness and lower Guzzlord's accuracy as much as possible. Razor Wind coming out from the regular Pikachu. That's a 2-turn attack, so we're not going to see the damage until next turn, but I honestly can't imagine it being a lot of damage with the HP stats of Guzzlord, trying to refill its own HP with Slack Off, but of course it's not going to work, so you're at full HP, you numpty. Here comes a Vacuum Wave from regular Guzzlord, doing, I'd say, a good quarter of Pikachu's HP there. That's not good for the Pikachu team. That's the kind of power you're dealing with. Bullet Punch coming out from Shiny Pikachu onto Shiny Guzzlord. And again, tiny little bit of chip damage. That astronomical HP stat. There's the Razor Wind that does barely anything, but it does hit both opponents, so I guess that's kind of a plus. Here we see Acid coming out from regular Guzzlord. Gonna hit both Pikachus. Decent amount of damage. Got one critical hit there on one of our two Pikachu. Oh my word, Shiny Guzzlord goes for Speed Swap, gonna make itself faster than regular Pikachu. That's gonna be an interesting play in this game. I wonder how that's gonna play out. Well, look at that. Shiny Guzzlord now gets to move first on this turn, goes for Barrier. That's not good for the Pikachu team. Gonna drastically raise its, sharply raise its defense. That's not good news for the Pikachu team because they already have an uphill battle as we go. Gear Up's gonna fail, and we see regular Guzzlord coming out with Forest Curse, gonna add the grass type to Shiny Pikachu. That's an interesting play. I wonder how that's gonna make a difference later on. Here we see regular Pikachu. What's it gonna do to come back from having its speed swapped? Meditate. It's gonna raise its attack. That's an interesting play, obviously against the barrier of Shiny Guzzlord, but it may be too little too late. I don't want to rule out the Pikachu team yet, but they do have a long road ahead. Flame Burst is going to be not very effective, so I'd say that barely did 1 HP. Little bit of chip damage to the other Guzzlord as well. Here we see Shiny Guzzlord is bringing on Parabolic Charge. That's going to activate both Pikachu's Lightning Rod abilities because this move hits everybody. That's interesting. Raising the special attack stat of both Pikachus. It's not going to damage the Pikachu team though, but it is going to damage the regular Guzzlord and steal a little bit of its HP. So that was an interesting play. That really worked out for the Pikachu team. That's the kind of turns that we need to happen. Payday coming out from regular Pikachu, doing a tiny little bit of damage to Shiny Guzzlord. Oh my word, here we go. Big old regular Guzzlord with a tackle. That's going to be one strong tackle, trust me. That did a lot of damage. That's not looking good for the Pikachu team. What's the Pikachu team going to do to bring this one back? We see Mist coming out. That's not really what you want to be doing, Pikachu. I'll be honest, you need to be on the offensive every turn or raising your stats at least. Something to give you some staying power. Eerie Impulse is going to activate Lightning Rod on regular Pikachu. So that was a waste of a turn for Shiny Guzzlord. Here's regular Guzzlord with Sweet Kiss. Going to confuse somebody. Going to confuse regular Pikachu. Will that factor in? Will that be detrimental to the Pikachu team's attempt at winning here? Well, nope. It's going to ignore the confusion and it's going to go straight into Metronome with Synchronize. That's not going to affect either Guzzlord, but it's Psychic type damage and everyone has the same move, so it's going to hit Shiny Pikachu. Takes out its own partner. Oh my goodness, this is really bad for the Pikachu team. It just took out its own partner. This is not good at all. Didn't do any damage to the Guzzlord team. Shiny Guzzlord going for the scratch. That scratch should never do that much damage. That's scary. Regular Guzzlord coming back with Retaliate. It's over. Pikachu just absolutely threw the game. Pikachu is going down. I mean, we knew it would go this way. I'm actually quite impressed that Pikachu lasted as long as they did. They did really, really well. But Guzzlord just an absolute tank with all that HP. Well done to the Guzzlord team.
So you've heard what I've got to say, you've seen these Pokemon on the battlefield, but what do you think? Which of these Pikachu forms is your favourite? Is it Pikachu or is it Guzzlord? Let me know in the comments below and of course, explain to everybody why your pick is the absolute best. And if you haven't realised by now that this is an April Fool's video and is not meant to be taken seriously, you're dumb, dude. You're really dumb. Pull your head out of here and sort your life out, idiot. But if you did like this video and you realised that it was a bit of fun and you had fun watching it, hit that like button. It really, really helps me out. And of course, if you're new, I'm so sorry that this is the first video you've watched. Hit the subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video from me. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam, looking forward to the backlash in the comments. Keep on training.